Hey class, Absolute 5 here, and today we're going to talk about proportions. Proportions. So now, what is a proportion? A proportion, I spelled it wrong, is a mathematical statement that two ratios are equal. So for example, if I had 1/2 equals to 4/8, that's a true statement. Why is that a true statement? Well, because you could multiply top and bottom by 4 to get 4/8, or there's an easier way, which is something that we call the cross product. And mind you, I'm going to repeat this, but you can only use the cross product if you have two ratios equal to each other. Because what do I mean by the cross product? All you're just doing is cross multiplying this numerator with that denominator and this denominator with that numerator. So in the end, if I cross multiplied 1 times 8, I get 8. And on the other side, I get 2 times 4, which is also 8. Thus, it verifies that 1/4 is indeed equivalent to 4/8. Okay? So in general, with a cross product, if A over B is equal to C over D, then you get AD is equal to BC. Basically, that means anytime I have two ratios, two fractions that are equivalent to each other, therefore I'm able to get a cross product. I'm able to cross multiply. So remember, do not confuse cross product with cross cancellation. Cross cancellation means you're able to cross cancel when the operation is multiplication. This case, the operation is they're equivalent to each other. So remember, I'm just gonna write this out real quick. Cross canceling is this, where I have to have 2 over 3 times 9 over 4. I see 3 goes into itself once and 3 goes into 9 3 times. And then I'm left with 3 over 2 because 2 goes into itself once and 2 goes into 4 2 times. So that's cross canceling. So do not confuse cross canceling with cross product. Let's have an example of the cross product. So let's say it says solve for x, and I give you 45 over x, and it's equal to 5 over 7. So remember, look at the difference. See here, I'm given an equal sign compared to the multiplication. Therefore, when I cross multiply, I'm left with 5x is equal to 315, and then I divide both sides by 5. X is equal to 63 as my answer. Now, you can have the option to check if your answer is true. So for fun, let's check. 45 over 63 is equal to 5 over 7. And the answer is true because if you were to cross multiply, I'm sure you would get 315 on both sides of the equation to get, they're both going to be both 315 as your answer. And that's how you verify if your answer is indeed equivalent, in the sense that again, checking is optional. You don't have to check, but If you do, that's good for you. If you don't, that's fine too. Okay? All right, next example. Now this example is very important. So take very important notes on this example here and how I do this example. And I recommend doing it this way because when you do it this way, you're less likely to make a mistake. Yeah, my 5s look atrocious today. Perfect. So now, you do not understand how many times I've seen students do this, and it's very infuriating. Where they'll cross multiply like this, right? And then they'll just multiply the first number and forget about the second number. You would think that would be the right answer, and I'm afraid to tell you that is not the case. That is not how you cross multiply. This is a big no. You do not do this. Please do not do that. You're gonna have a bad time. So what you do is this. You're going to rewrite the equation again, but instead it's going to be 5 parentheses times x minus 5, and that's equal to 3 times x plus 2, right? Now you're going to distribute the 5 into both these two terms, and same goes for the 3 in both of these two terms in the parentheses. 5 times x, 5x. 5 times negative 5 is negative 25. 3 times x, 3x. 3 times 2, 6. Now you have a basic equation. Now I'm going to move around the numbers a bit. I'm going to add 25 on both sides here. I cancel out the 25. I'm left with 31. This is 3x. Okay, so I'm left with 5x equals 3x plus 31. I'm going to subtract 3x on both sides. And I'm left with 2x is equal to 31. I divide both sides by 2. And my answer is x equals 31 over 2. That's my final answer. So it's important to take your time doing these problems because you will make a mistake if you rush them. Okay? And my answer is 31 over 2. Now you might say, oh, but that answer is kind of funny looking. Can I get it as a decimal? Sometimes it's better to just leave things as they are. Sometimes it's not good to mess around with certain things that you don't understand. Let's do one more example. Let's say I gave you something like that one, because that one was kind of hard. Let's say 2 minus x over, well, no, that one's a little too hard. Let's do a different one. 2x plus 1 over 7 equals x minus 3 over 5. Same idea. Cross multiply. Once you cross multiply, I get 5 times 2x plus 1 is equal to 7 times x minus 3. I distribute both these numbers into these terms. I'm just trying to scroll down. 5 times 2x is 10x plus 5 because 5 times 1 is 5. 7 times x is 7x. 7 times negative 3 is negative 21. I'm going to now combine the x's, and I'm also going to combine the 5's at the same time. Now, you have the option to do everything at once like this. Now, granted, it's a little messy, but if you're really good at this, you can simply cancel out these two, and I can cancel out these two. So I'm left with 3x is equal to, remember, the signs are the same. These two are the same. So you keep the sign and you add the numbers, and I'm left with 26. I divide both sides by 3, and my answer is x equals negative 26 over 3 as my final answer. Okay? Homework. Do this one. Do the one that I was going to do as the problem. 2 minus x over 5 equals to 1 plus x over 3. So that's the lesson for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Understand the cross product. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. And mash that bell button for more content. And I'll see you guys next time with another video. This has been Absolute 5. I'm Roger Palomino. Math is infinite because there are infinitely many possibilities. And don't forget, don't hate, calculate.